What's up, everybody? Welcome to Door.78's 30-minute tutorial. This is Adrian, your instructor for today. And what we're going to do is we're going to paint this picture of a moonlit forest where we have the golden tree there as the rock star of this painting. So grab your supplies, grab a drink, and let's get started. So we got the colors here, all the colors, and the supplies will be down in the description. But what I'm showing you is the colors that I actually mixed together. I have a blue, a light blue, a medium blue, dark blue, a blue green. Then I have a black, a gold color, a yellow. I have a gray, and then a white. So again, all those colors will be down in the description, as well as the brushes. So we're going to start off with a 1-inch flat brush. We'll say that is our large brush. And what we're doing here is we're going to separate our canvas in half. So we're going to take a pencil and just draw a line going across the canvas there, so we can have a top portion and a bottom portion. Now, we didn't break out any rulers because we're just going to use our hand-eye coordination and do it like so. So what I'm doing here is I got my large brush and I wet it a little bit. We don't want it dripping, so I got some of the excess water off on the side of my jar, dried it on my rag, and now I loaded my brush with the lightest blue color that I mixed. And I'm just using up and down strokes, starting at the top, putting the first layer or first background color coat there. We're not going all the way down. We're just going down a little bit at the top. We're going to have about 3 layers at the top, so just plan accordingly. Now, as you see, I grabbed the medium color blue and put that right up under that lighter color blue. So same technique there, same brush stroke, just up and down, right up under that first coat of a light blue there. So that's the medium blue. And again, we're still using that large flat brush, the 1-inch flat brush. Now, after we've put that layer down of the medium color blue, we're going to go ahead and load our brush up with the darkest color blue that we have there. And we're going to lay that right up under that medium blue. So as you can see, we have 3 layers. We have a light color at the top, a medium color in the middle, and then we have a dark blue down there at the bottom. And again, this is at the top half of our canvas. So once you've done that, go ahead and clean that brush off. You want to get that color out of it, because now we're going to do our bottom part of the painting, or bottom section of the canvas. Now, for the bottom section of the canvas, we're going to use that medium color blue, and we're going to do that all the way on the bottom half. Right now, I'm just getting my brush nice and loaded there, and as I said, we're going to take that medium blue color, load the brush with it, and go ahead and just do side to side strokes to the bottom half of our canvas. And we're going to do that starting at the very edge of the top part half of our canvas and coloring all the way down to the bottom half there. All the way down to the bottom, that is. So cover that entire bottom half with that medium blue color. And so now what you're starting to see is a separation. We have the sky at the top, and this bottom portion will be the river, pond, whatever you want it to be in your forest. This is your forest. I want you to be creative. I'm just showing you techniques. I want you to be as creative as you like to be. So now that I got that blue color down there at the bottom half, I got my background set up. I'm going to go ahead and clean this large flat brush, dry it, put it away, because we're done with that brush for today. This brush has done its job. Uh, let's put him away. He's off work for today, so he's done. Now, at this point, you want to go ahead and dry your canvas. I like to use a blow dryer. Blow dryers kind of get it done rather quickly. But if you're going to use a blow dryer, make sure you have it on low heat or no heat at all. Now, this is a fairly inexpensive hair dryer. It didn't work too well for my wife's hair, so she gave it to me, and it works perfectly for my painting. So you all could do the same. Now that our canvas is nice and dry, our background is dry, we want to take our next brush, which is actually a size 8 flat brush, okay? And we'll name that our medium flat brush. Now what we want to do is load that flat brush with the darkest color blue. And we're going to take that darkest color blue, as I'm loading my brush here. And with the brush flat, we're just going to go zigzag, back and forth zigzag motion with this brush from the bottom of the, I guess you could say that's the sky there. And we're just going to zigzag down the sides, zigzag over across there, over across the canvas there, and then come back down the sides there. And again, that brush is just flat. And it's loaded up with that darkest color blue. And we're just going back and forth, zigzagging all the way down to the bottom edge of our canvas. And as you notice, I'm not going all the way across the canvas because I want to leave part of the middle section there open. And the reason we're going to do that is because we're really going to give this the appearance that is water there. So we're going to put some reflections there in the middle. And by our gold tree being the rock star, we want that gold color to reflect in the water. And as we're having the water darkest on the sides and lighter in the middle, that'll really give us that illusion that we need, that there's a nice reflection going on there in the water. And then later on, we're going to add more colors in that middle, and we're going to add some of the colors as well to the outer sides. But for right now, that's just our base coat of color there. All right, very good. So now what we're going to do is take that brush. We're going to clean that brush, clean it, dry it, because now it's time for us to pick up our next color. We're drying the brush there. Now our next color is going to be the blue-green color that we're using. Now the blue-green color is just a mixture that I made of the dark blue, the dark green, and a little white. And so I picked up that blue-green, and then I add a little white to it. And now right there in the middle, we're going to put some lighter color reflections there. And so again, with the brush sideways, we're just going to go ahead and do some zigzag motions right there at the top of the water and bringing it on down to the bottom of our canvas. There's no special way to do it, or you just go ahead and zigzag to your heart's content. Put as much of that light color on there as you like. So that's about enough for me. So I'm going to clean this brush out, and I'm going to go ahead and dry it, because we're going to move right along to the next step. And for this next step, we're going to put the trees in. Now, these are the trees that's going to be in the background. So with that same brush, our number 8 medium flat brush, I just loaded it up with black paint. And we're going to do these trees in the back. Now, you're not going to be able to see them very well on this dark canvas, this dark surface as you see here. But that's okay, because we're going to come back with some gray paint and put some highlights. So the way that I'm doing these trees, I'm dotting my or I'm dabbing my brush in a and up as far as I want the tree to be tall, and then I'm just taking the brush flat and I'm going from side to side just as I go, tapping as I get all the way to the bottom of the tree. Now, as you notice, the tree is going to be more narrow at the top and wider at the bottom. What you want to do, you just want to zigzag, tapping as you go. Just keep tapping that brush side to side, starting off narrow at the top and getting wider as you get to the bottom. Now I'm putting in 4 trees here, but of course you can put in want them to be. So again, that's with that flat brush. That's black paint there, and we just put our trees in there from side to side. Right. Now that we got those trees done, let's go ahead and we're gonna dry that gray paint. We're gonna pick so as you can see, again, just taking that paintbrush with the gray paint, and the brush is flat, and we're just tapping it from side to side, from top to bottom. All right. More narrow at the top, wider as you get to the bottom. And that's it. That's how we do these trees. We just start off narrow, and we just tap from side to side, zigzag, top to bottom, and that's how we make those trees. So go ahead and do that. Now, too, you could go ahead and pause this video and catch up to these steps. Feel free to rewind the videos as well, and so that you could keep up with the video. I know it's going a little fast, but we want to keep it to 30 minutes here. And while I have the moment, please like our videos, like this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, and please share our videos with your family, your friends, because this painting, when you paint, is actually very relaxing. I like to say that art is a necessity because there's so much stress in the world right now. Let's get to painting. I say, hey, just relax and paint. So here we got the reflection of our tree. So go ahead and clean that brush, dry it, and we're going to pick up our round brush. Now this is a number 6 round brush, and now we took the gold paint, and with this paintbrush, you're gonna load the brush up with paint, and as you see here, just tap that color onto the canvas. Start at the That's all we're doing. Just that simple. Just take the brush and just tap, tap, tap away. And so while I'm tapping more paint towards the center of the tree, you could tap off some little branches there as well. As you see, I did there. I have some little leaves that are there. They're coming away from the tree. So you could do that as well. That gives a little extra character to it. But this is our darker gold color that we have. And this is the base color for this tree that we're using right now. So we're going to take this color and we're going to do it all the way down. You could do it as far as you like. I say about halfway to canvas. On the left side of the canvas, about halfway. because when you do it that way, it gives you enough area to be able to put in the reflections in the water. You know, unless you really don't want the reflection of the water, you want the tree just to take up that entire left side, you could definitely do that too. It's totally up to you. This is your forest again. This is your painting. This is your tree. So whatever you like to do is up to you. Again, I'm just showing you techniques, and I want you to be as creative as possible. So go ahead and just keep tapping that color in there. And when you're using these round brushes, it's important that you understand that the round brushes don't hold as much paint as maybe the flat brushes do. So you might have to load up quite a few times, and that's fine. Just make sure you have enough paint on that brush to make some really nice dabs there. So at this point, I think that's enough for my base color, and I'm going to go ahead and clean my brush and dry it. And now I'm going to pick up my lighter yellow color. To put on top of the tree. So go ahead and dry that tree. Go ahead and dry that paint there. And that'll make room for you to put in the other color on the tree, the other gold color. So while I'm drying again, this may be a good spot for you to pause the video to catch up and then restart the video again. And once again, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with your family and friends so that they could relax and get their paint on. All right. So what I'm doing now is I just took my flat brush again. That's the medium flat brush. And I went in and I got some more of that medium color blue. And now I'm just adding more of that into the water. And I'm just layering this color on top of the water. Give it a little more contrast. Putting more of the water, the lighter color into the darker color. Covering over some of that light green or the blue green that I had in the water. And this is just giving it more contrast as you're layering these colors of paint on top of there. It's just more contrast, more depth to the water, to your painting. That step is not completely necessary, but it's just what I like to do. And so now, again, I'm just going to layer some of the blue-green with a little more of the white mixed into it, just to brighten up that pond, especially in that area or that river or the stream, whatever you want it to be, that water. I'm just going to lighten it up a little more in that area, because once we put the moon into the forest, then that's really going to, it's going to make sense that you got the moonlight shining right there. So after I've done those little touch-ups, those little highlights and little shadows in that water, a little contrast, go ahead and clean the brush, dry it, put that brush off to the side. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to pick up our round brush again. But this time with our round brush, we're going to go ahead and load up our round brush with that light yellow color. So remember, we had the gold in the background, but now we want that bright yellow. And with my yellow, I started to put it on there, and it was bright. It was much brighter than the gold behind it, but to me it wasn't quite bright enough. So what I did was I took the yellow, and you could do the same thing. Take your yellow and add a little white to the tip of your brush as well. And again, all we're doing is tapping that brush. We're just tapping the brush on top of the gold background, tapping it in different areas. Please Please don't tap your brushes and make your leaves look like they're standing in a line, like soldiers in a line. No, we just want you to tap those leaves all over. Kind of wish you could just close your eyes and do the tapping, but I wouldn't suggest that. But we don't want it to have some type of a pattern going on. We want it to be more or less where the taps are like all over the place, so it looks more natural, um, more realistic than just having a pattern going on there. So as you see there, I have the yellow and the white mixed together there. And that's just brightening up that yellow, making it nice and bright in certain areas of the tree. And again, this is going to make a lot of sense once we put that moon right there in our painting. So just keep tapping away. Tap to your heart's content. And again, you can make this tree as full as you like it. This is your tree. This is your forest. The key here is just to relax, have a good time, and let all the cares of the world just go away. Go away as you concentrate on this painting. And again, at any moment, go ahead and just stop, pause the painting, catch up to these steps, and then come back to it. I like my tree to be nice and full, so I'm adding quite a bit of leaves to it. And said I'll tap even a little leaves hanging over into the water a little bit there. So by all means, you could do the same thing. So we're going to be cleaning this brush off now, getting that gold and yellow color out and drying the brush. Now I'm going to show you how the best way to dry the round brush. You want to hold it flat or hold it in your rag, but you want to twist it as you pull. Twisting as you pull or drag the brush actually gives it that nice point. So that's a good way to dry it. So now to complete our tree, I want you to go ahead and grab that middle or that medium flat brush. And we're going to load it up with black paint. And what we're doing here is just go ahead and putting little lines inside the tree. That's going to represent the branches. Now, we don't want branches going all the way through the tree. We just want the branches to peek out in certain areas. So those branches are peeking from behind all of those leaves there. So, just put some nice little curved branches in there. Certain spots. Maybe some where you got the leaves hanging over a bit. That makes sense that there may be a branch there. Put something there in the middle. But not too much. We just want those branches peeking in and out there. So once you do that, go ahead and clean that brush again and dry it. Because now what we want to do is go ahead and put our reflections in the water. So the first thing we're going to do is pick up that gold color. And again, we're just zigzagging away with the brush flat. Just zigzagging away right up under that tree in the water. And putting that color in there. And again, this is up to you. This is where you decide how much reflection you want in the water there. So start off with that base color. And then I'm going to go in with the gold color. Put some of that gold color down in the water again, just, zigzagging side to side with that brush. right up under the tree there. And what I'm going to do to brighten up the reflection even more is I'm going to pick up some white paint. White paint along with the yellow there. And just intermingle that white in with the yellow, and that brightens up the reflections a little bit more. Yeah, I want that gold tree, the rock star of our paint, to really stand out there. And I want it to have a nice reflection in our water. All right. That tree is really looking good. It's standing out. Those other trees are back there, but who's paying attention to them, right? Those are the backup singers or the backup dancers. This is our rock star right here, our gold tree. All right. So just keep zigzagging those reflections there in the water. Again, do it till your heart is content, till you think the reflections is just how you want it to be. So, you see there I grabbed a toothbrush because what we're going to do is put the stars in the sky. And I like to use a toothbrush for the stars. So I just wet the toothbrush and I dipped the toothbrush in white paint. And what I'm going to do is just hold the toothbrush close to the canvas and with my finger just rub it across the bristles of the toothbrush. And as you can see, is those little splatters that's coming off, those little dots, those little sprays, whatever you want to call it, they actually look like little stars or stardust in the sky. So go ahead and do that. Now, if the paint is not coming off really easy, then that means you need to add a little more water to it. So just add a little bit more water, and then go ahead and put the stars in. Now what happened here is my toothbrush, my splashes got a little bit away from me, so I got some stars in the tree. Now I don't know how that would look, stars inside of my tree. So I just went on ahead and took my wet rag and just wiped off the stars out of my tree. And now I just got the stars there in the sky. That makes more sense. So, and that's the good thing about acrylic paints. You could always fix any mistake. Acrylic paints are very forgiving. So, you could definitely do that. Now I'm going to go in and do the moon. Now at first I was going to do like a quarter moon. But for some reason, it just wasn't working for me with this quarter moon. So once you see it, you'll get what I'm saying. I don't know. It just didn't look right. To me, it didn't look right. So, but I don't know. You might could do better with the quarter moon than I was doing right now. How I was feeling right there. And so since I wasn't feeling that quarter moon, I went on ahead and made it a full moon. You know, I don't know. At the time, I wasn't feeling it. Now that I'm watching the video and doing the voiceover, it doesn't look too bad. But all in all, I am glad that I went on ahead and made it a full moon. So that's your choice. You can have a quarter moon there, a half moon, or just go ahead and make it a full moon. And so to make it a full moon, I just took that round brush, loaded in white paint, and just in a circular motion just went on ahead and just made a circle. See, I'm just rubbing that brush round and round and round. All right. And now as the brush gets drier, what I'm going to do is just go ahead and outside of that round circle that I made, I'm going to make like some more rounded edges. And what that's going to do is just give that moon a nice soft glow. So as the paint is drying off, don't add any more paint. Just with a dry, almost dry brush. We actually call that a dry brush technique. Just go round and round and make that look like there's a nice glow to that moon. All right. Now here I decided to add some bigger stars, some closer up stars, closer up, some stars that's a little bit closer. And so I just turned my paintbrush around and dipped the handle in the white paint and dotted it there on the canvas. And there we go. That's our moonlit forest with the rock star and our gold tree. So please like, subscribe, and share our video. And come back every week as we'll have those 30-minute tutorials. So thank you all. Stay calm and keep painting. This is Adrian with Door.78. Thank you, everyone.